Hello, I'm David Chaston with 90 at 9, brought to you by interest.co.nz. This week, get everything you need to know in 90 seconds at 9 o'clock. With news, investment levels are falling in some of the largest economies in the world. But first, the US economy grew 2.1% in the second quarter of 2019, far slower than the 3.1% growth rate in the first quarter. But it is better than analysts were expecting. Still, this is the second slowest rate of expansion for the Americans since the end of 2016 and validates IMF and World Bank forecasts that this giant economic engine is slowing. Holding the rate up was strong consumer spending. However, other economic activity was as weak or weaker than preliminary estimates forecast. That includes exports and especially investment, which is something serious to watch. Staying in the US, new data shows that their home ownership rate is at 64%, and it just isn't improving. They have a unique inhibitor in their student debt levels. They had a rate touching 70% prior to the GFC, but has atrophied since. In Washington, the US president has come down on the side of tax-dodging US tech giants, threatening to tariff French wine if the French go ahead with their digital services tax. President Macron then signed the French law. But the influence of US policy moves, especially sanctions, are being increasingly discounted. China, for example, is still buying Iranian oil despite those American sanctions. Meanwhile, Chinese industrial profits are falling, demand is falling, and that will mean new investment will be under pressure. It has an uncanny similarity to the sharp investment slowdown in those latest US GDP results. And ordinary people in China aren't feeling so lucky anymore. It turns out China's lottery sales fell 40% year on year in May. In Australia, weekend house auction clearance rates are up. In Sydney, they came in at 73% compared with 49% in the same weekend in 2018. In Melbourne, it's 74%, and that compares with 53% last year. The US Treasury 10-year yield is now at 2.07%, and that's 2 basis points up over the week. Gold is now at $1,418 an ounce, which is a $4 slip for the week. US oil prices a little changed today. They're now just on $56 a barrel, while the Brent benchmark is just over $63 a barrel. And the Kiwi dollar starts the new week softer at 66.4 US cents, which is actually more than 1 cent lower than this time last week. On the cross rates, we're firm at just over 96.1 Aussie cents, but against the euro, we're down to 59.6 euro cents. That eases the trade-weighted index back to 71.6, which is nearly 100 basis points lower than a week ago. I'm David Chaston. That was 90 at 9, brought to you by interest.co.nz.